It's October 13th, 2019. It's been pretty nice here in Seattle, definitely transitioning into autumn. As you can see, the garden is turning yellow and red. Let's start the update over here. You can see I moved the ficus tree indoor to overwinter, and now the pine tree is taking its place. Moved the succulents over here from the rain, and the elephant food plants as well as the frizzle sizzle. You can see all the flowers are gone now. They're still over here, but I'm planning to move them indoor pretty soon to overwinter. The saffron, as you can see, it's looking really good. A lot of sprouts is coming up, and I think these sprouts are gonna be leaves only. You can see the little green tips on each sprout. And over here we have a new friend. It's a hydrangea from my family. As you can see, the plant itself is over here. That's the dead part, but seems like it's growing this part over here. That's fine. I'm gonna transplant that into this ceramic pot. Over here we have the California poppy. You can see they're still around. And the sweet alyssum is still flowering. Over here we have the hydrangea. You can see the leaf is changing color now. Over here. So it's gonna go dormant pretty soon. Here's the rosemary. I've been harvesting this one for food. And here's another rosemary. You can see it's still sending out a lot of flowers over here. And here's some more flowers that has opened. And over here's a lot more flowers. And over here as well. So yeah, it's doing really well. I'm really surprised. And over here we have the lavender. You can see it's still flowering with all these new flowers. It's attracting some hummingbirds, which is pretty cool. And down here you can see a lot of new growths coming out. And this new growth over here is still sending out flowers. Pretty nice. Over here we have the peony. You can see the leaves are really red now. So yeah, it's going dormant. Move the green onion back here. The bulb is still big. And here we have another pot of saffron. You can see the leaves are coming out now. Not as much sprouts in this one, but still a lot. Let's look at the grape hyacinth. You can see lots of leaves, no flowers. And the mulberry leaves are changing into this beautiful golden yellow color. So it's going dormant as well. The dahlia, it's actually still around, which I'm kind of surprised, and you can see it's still flowering. Like right here, this one's gonna open pretty soon. Down here we have the lily of the valley. You can see the leaves are changing color. The blueberry, you can see the leaves are now bright red. Down here we have the calla lily. Some of the leaves are turning yellow now. And these other blueberry, you can see the leaves are also changing color. Over here we have the strawberries. You can see some of the leaves are turning yellow and red now. Like right there, you can see some red leaves. And the runners are growing slower now. It's almost not growing anymore. And this poor strawberries, I'm just gonna leave it over here and let the animals enjoy them. Hydrangea, you can see the leaves are turning color too. Some to red, some to yellow. And then this flowers is still opening, so that's pretty cool. And the older flowers are turning this into this bright magenta color. This other hydrangea is also sending out this new flowers. And over here you can see some more flowers. I doubt these are gonna open though. And then here we have the asparagus. You can see some of the leaves are started to turn yellow. And here we have some new growth, and you can see the flowers are still around. The catnips are doing really well. You can see a lot of new leaf growth. Not seeing any new flowers though. And then the raspberries, you can see the leaves are turning yellow too. And right here we still have a bunch of raspberry fruits. These are ready to be harvested. And on this other stalk, you can see it's still flowering, like this one over here. And some fruits right here are still forming, and they look pretty nice to me. so they're probably well pollinated. Here's some more flowers. Here's some more flowers and some fruit forming. We'll see how they look. The grape, you can see the leaves are turning into this yellow color now. Rhubarb, looks like some of the leaves has started to turn yellow and die back now. The potato, you can see the new leaves have started to turn yellow. And down here, of course, we can see those nice potatoes poking out from the soil. Here's another one you can see right there. It's getting really big. Lastly, we have the artichoke. You can see the leaves are still around. I wonder if it's going to die back. As for the indoor garden, let's take a look at the succulents over here. Okay. Anyways, you can see here's some baby plants. They're getting bigger, I think. And here's the other baby plants, and it's getting heavier, I think. Here we have the Venus slipper orchid. You can see the flowers is actually still hanging around. They've been around for, I think, 3 months now, actually. So that's cool. Yeah, and over here we have the dendrobium. You can see it's not sending out any new growths anymore. And the string of pearls is actually recovering. You can see some new growth on this vine over here. And the mini oncidium, you can see the flower stalks are getting bigger now. They're branching. And this third one over here is still hidden, kind of. And then this mini oncidium over here, you can see this flower stalk forming as well. These other orchids aren't doing too much, just leaves. And this arrowhead plant, you can see it's slowly recovering. And the phalaenopsis, you can see the roots growth is pretty strong, and this new leaf is still getting bigger. And the ficus tree, you can see I moved it indoor to overwinter it. The leaves are very green still, and yeah, the whole tree is looking really fall, but I think the leaves are going to start falling in probably a few weeks. And then here we have the pineapple. You can see I'll also move this indoor. The new growth is really significant this year, as you can tell, compared to when I first brought it outdoor, like right here. I'm also going to attach a link to the video when I first planted the pineapple. So yeah, it's really healthy, and hopefully it will overwinter well indoor. I'm also going to, of course, put on some grow lights for them, so they don't do too bad indoor. And here we have this tiny orchid. You can see that new leaf is coming up nicely. Here we have the succulents. It's looking great. Another snake plant and another succulent. Baby plants looking good. Here we have the Hoya plant. Looks pretty much the same. Just new leaves and stuff. And the spider plants, you can see it's still sending out a lot of new flower stalks. The prayer plants, let's look at that new growth. Looks like it's doing really well, sending out another leaf. And the philodendron is doing well. You can see it's also sending out lots of new leaves. Lastly, let's look at the staghorn fern. You can see that shield frond, the second shield frond, is getting a lot bigger now. And the older shield frond is turning brown.